Now let's look at the answers to section A of your assignment set 2. Okay, so I'll be doing section A, all 20 questions. So take note, the numbering's a bit wonky compared to the table and stuff like that. So you might want to check individually the answers. Okay, so question number 1. So a student wishes to measure, the keyword here is directly, the circumference of the golf ball. So which one is the most suitable? You have measuring tape, because measuring tape is the only one that is flexible. Okay, next one, a man pulls a sledge of mass 25 kg, so this is the mass, across level ground with horizontal force 60 Newton, constant friction of 20 Newton on the ledge. What is the acceleration? So you know that there's only one formula, net force equals to ma. So F equals to ma, need to remember that the F is net force. So the net force in this case is 60 minus 20. Then after that you have the mass, which is 25, then A is what you want. So here you can quickly get the answer to be 1.6 meter per second square. Okay. Now question number 4. On the earth, G is 10 as usual. On the moon, G is 1.6. So if the object has a weight of 50 Newton, weight of 50 Newton, straight away mass, because it's on earth, mass will be 5 kg. So what is the weight on the moon? So W equals to mg. You know that the mass is the same whether you're on the moon or on the earth. So it's 5 times 1.6, and this will give you 8. Okay. Next one, question number 5. Question number 5, again, this one is like moments question. So moments question, there's only 2 things that you need to remember. Number 1 is your formula, m equals to force times perpendicular distance. The next one that you need to remember, the concept, is your principle of moment, which is your clockwise equals to anti-clockwise. So always when you see this kind of question, please make sure you indicate properly first which is clockwise and which is anti-clockwise. So for example, this 300 Newton. This 300 Newton here, you know that it will go in the anti-clockwise direction. So you write anti-clockwise. Okay, indicate on the diagram first. Then 350, you know it will go clockwise. 100, it will also go clockwise. So then after that, then you can sub in. So you know anti-clockwise will be 300 times the distance, which is 0.4, equals to clockwise. And clockwise you have 2 items, so do it separately. So 350 times d plus 100 times 0.5. And here you can manipulate, you straight away get d is 0.20 meter. Okay. Next one, this one, the numbering a bit funny, but never mind. So a ball is dropped in vacuum. So the keyword vacuum, no air resistance. So technically you are free falling only due to gravity. Okay, so when you are free falling due to gravity, what does it mean? It means your acceleration is always equal to g, which is always equal to 10, regardless of where you are at any part of the journey. So whether is it 0, 50, 100, 150, 200, is always 10. So it is the same value. Okay. Can? Okay, question number 6. Question number 6, student calculate his power in running a flight of stairs. He measure the vertical height. So technically, sometimes in the papers, O level, they always give you this kind of diagram. Then they tell you that there's a height here. So he knows his weight. So what is the power? So you know that power is technically energy over time. This energy can also be work done over time. Okay, so your work done is just force times distance. Make sure it's parallel. Over time, your force is just weight times the distance, which is your height, and over time. So you find which one has weight, height, and time, and the only answer is B. Okay. Question number 7. Okay, question number 7, they tell you melting point, boiling point. So what does melting point and boiling point means? It means that any value below melting point. So let's say it's a kind of a number line. So you have solid, which is below melting point. In between melting and boiling is liquid. Above boiling point is all your gas. So now the thing is, they're asking you which substance is liquid at 20 degrees Celsius. So which one has 20 degrees Celsius in between the melting and boiling point? So which one has 20? So if you look, 20 is here. For the first one, part A, 20 is at gas. The next one, B, 20 is in between. The next one, 20 is at solid. Then after that, this one also still at solid. Okay, so the only answer is B. Alright. Next one, question number 8. Question number 8, they ask you fastest rate of evaporation. So fastest rate of evaporation, and they give you two factors, surface area and temperature. So the only thing that you need to take note is bigger surface area, higher rate of evaporation. Okay, I'm not quite sure whether you hear the dogs barking at the back. Quite noisy. Okay, so next one, temperature of water. So the higher the temperature, the higher the evaporation. The closer it is to boiling point, the faster the evaporation. Okay, so you find one which has the largest surface area and highest temperature, so which is D. Okay, question number 9. Question number 9, they tell you, okay, got substance, they can exist in 3 states, solid, liquid, and gas. So change number 1, molecules move closer together but continue to travel through the substance. Okay, so the thing is move closer together. Okay, because this is change in state, you see. So move closer together but continue to travel. If you notice, it's travel. So that means it must only be gas to liquid. Because your solid cannot travel throughout the substance, solid can only vibrate about its fixed position. So you only have gas to liquid, which is condensation. Next one, molecules stop traveling throughout substance. Stop traveling throughout substance already tell you that it's going from liquid to solid and just vibrate about fixed position, which confirms you that it's a solid, so it's solidification. Solidification also another word is called freezing. So just take note, O level they like to use these two words quite interchangeably, so take note lah. Okay, question number 10. When light passes from air to water, which statement is correct? So light, when you talk about light, whenever you have air, you always have less optically dense. The word optically is very important, people. Dense. Water is optically denser. So you need to remember, less optically dense, it will always bend away from normal. Optically dense, then it's bend towards normal. Okay, so you're going into water, so you will slow down and bend towards normal. Okay, so you must remember speed of light. Okay, fastest at your vacuum, of course, then gas, liquid, then solid. Okay, so solid is the slowest. Then you ask me, Cher, light can travel through solid meh? Can. It can travel through your glass. Okay, so remember. Okay, next one. Question 11. So light passing through a converging lens in a camera. So camera you will use inverted and diminish. So it will be C. Straight away. Okay, 12. Two notes are played on a guitar. First note is softer. So softer means that it has lower amplitude. Has lower pitch. Lower pitch means it has smaller frequency. So pitch is related to frequency. Volume is related to amplitude. Okay, so which statement is correct? So first note is lower in amplitude and lower in frequency. Okay. Question 13. Ship is stationary on the surface of the sea. So surface of the sea, then bend. Then after that, you send pulses of sound vertically down to the seabed. So go down and go back up. So the whale swims under the boat and the pulse is received. So the whale was here lah. Okay, this is the whale. Okay, whale is a fish, alright. You like fish, can already. Okay, so speed of sound is 1,500. So this whole journey takes 0.60 seconds. Then the speed is 1,500. So if you notice, the distance, or rather the distance, right, is twice. Okay, because it go down and go up. So 2 times the distance. And this is equal to 1500 times 0.6. So you can find D. D will just be 450. Okay, so you must remember to divide by 2 because for echo, it will go down and go up. Okay, now question number 14. Question number 14, this one is your static electricity. So 3 charged balls, P, Q, and R. So ball P is negatively charged, and then after that you see Q. Q is repelled away. So when Q is repelled away, right, technically speaking, it's confirmed plus chop that Q is negative. Okay, confirm plus chop. No arguments, no nothing. Okay, so now you know Q is negative. Now the thing is, when Q is negative, R must be positive. Okay, so Q negative, R positive. Okay, so now what happens if, let's say, they never tell you that R is charged? Because in this case, R is charged. So what if R is uncharged? Can R still be attracted to Q? Can. Okay, so Q can attract either positive or uncharged. Okay, let's go to 15. Towel carries positive charge. How in the world can you get a positive charge? It's only when you lose negative charge. Okay, so another word for negative charge is your electron. Alright, so which explanation about the flow of charges is correct? So you have electrons are transferred from towel to the rod. Protons cannot move, people. Okay, protons cannot move, so therefore they cannot be transferred at all. Okay, so now 16. 16, you have a lightning flash. Okay, past few days quite a lot of thunderstorm. So lightning flash, and on average you have 20 coulombs of charge during each flash, and there are 3 flashes every minute. Okay, so now they ask you to find current. So there's only one formula that relates charge, current, and time. So in case people don't know, Q is charge, I is current, T is time. Okay, so now let's sub in. So now you have Q. You must remember that there's 3 times of it. So 3 times 20 equals to I. I is what you want to find out. T is 1 minute, which is 60 seconds. Must remember, time always in seconds, other than your cost of electricity, that time. Okay, that's the only time where you put hours, but the rest of the time, put seconds. Okay, so now I, you can just quickly calculate, is 1 ampere. Okay, can? Okay, question number 17. So 17. A cylinder of conducting material has resistance R. A second cylinder has same material twice as long. Twice as long means 2 times the resistance. Half the cross-sectional area also means twice the resistance. Okay, so you must remember that long and thin gives you high resistance. Okay, so if it gets longer, you times. If it gets thinner, you also times. So you times 2 times 2, it becomes times 4 lah. Okay. Okay, next one. A potential difference of 6 volts, so potential difference just means voltage lah, drives a current of 2 ampere through a resistor. How much electrical energy is converted? So you know that E equals to VIT. Those of you who don't even know this, you should know that IV is your P, so equals to PT, then you can just sub in. Okay, so now V is 6, I is 2, T again always in seconds, so 40 times 60. Then after that you tell me, Miss Sabrina, don't have answer because okay, the answer if you put inside calculator is 28800 joules. But you must remember O level, usually in the options they only give you answers in two significant figures. So actually the answer is already there. Okay, but it's just in 2SF. Okay, so you must remember that in O level, sometimes they don't give you the exact answer that you see in calculator. You must remember that they can give you in 2SF. Okay, next one. So next one, diagram shows the identical lamps X and Y connected in series to battery. So identical lamp Z is connected in parallel to Y. Okay, so now the issue is, if you connect to Y, you'll realize that at first, the voltage is shared between X and Y. So at first Y is getting quite a bit of voltage, but then now the problem is when you put it in parallel, right, the amount of voltage for Y actually decreases. Okay, so the voltage across Y decreases, and therefore the current across Y will go down because V equals to IR ma. Okay, if V go down, I will also go down because your R is the same, it's the same lamp, so it will become dimmer. Okay, next one, 20. They ask you about switch. Straight away you know that it must be between live wire and heating element, so you must remember that it is always for switch and fuse. They are around the same place. Okay, that's why you see your plug there also got fuse, so therefore it's always between the live wire and the appliance itself. Okay, can. Thank you very much.